Ocean consciousness and human consciousness operate on fundamentally different architectures. Comparing them is not about ranking intelligence. It is rather about understanding scale, orientation, and priorities. Human consciousness is first about narrative, whereas ocean consciousness is also first and foremost about regulation. That single difference explains nearly every misunderstanding humans have about water, nature, and their place inside larger systems. Human consciousness evolved to survive in fragmented environments, forests, savannas, villages, borders. It needed rapid pattern recognition, social signaling, memory compression, and identity continuity. Narrative solved these needs. Stories links past to future. Identity links self to group. Meaning organizes effort. Ocean consciousness did not need any of that. The ocean does not move through stories. It moves through gradients, temperature, salinity, pressure, and chemistry. These gradients are not interpreted, they are responded to directly. Human consciousness will ask, what does this mean? And ocean consciousness will ask, what must adjust? Meaning is optional in oceanic intelligence. Adjustment, on the other hand, is not. This difference creates conflict. The moment humans project their own mental architecture onto the sea, humans assume awareness requires reflection, intention, and self-recognition. The ocean demonstrates awareness as continuous responsiveness without self-reference. Ocean consciousness has no personality of I. Human consciousness cannot imagine intelligence without the personality or the I. So it fills the gap with gods, spirits, or monsters. These are narrative prosthetics. They make the ocean intelligible to a story-driven mind, but they obscure function. Ocean consciousness is not slower than human consciousness. It is slower at the surface and faster at depth. Human minds react instantly and forget quickly, whereas ocean systems integrate slowly and remember permanently. Let us consider speed versus persistence. Human consciousness prioritizes immediacy. The present moment dominates when it comes to human consciousness. The future is imagined. The past is recalled selectively. Whilst the ocean consciousness prioritizes continuity, it does not privilege now over before or after. Everything is part of the same circulation. This is why humans are surprised by delayed consequences. The ocean is not. Human consciousness is centralized. Experience happens inside the skull. Even when people talk about collective consciousness, decisions still occur locally. Ocean consciousness is distributed. No single point contains the system. Intelligence emerges from interaction, not command. There is no ocean. There is only the brain. Distributed intelligence cannot be argued with. You cannot persuade it. You cannot deceive it. You cannot bypass it. By convincing a central authority, you must change conditions. Human consciousness, by contrast, is highly persuadable. Words change behavior. Stories override perception. Ideology can convince people to act against evidence. The ocean cannot be convinced. This is why humans often feel the sea is unfair. Fairness is a narrative category. It assumes agents and intentions. Ocean consciousness operates without agents. It enforces thresholds without judgment. Thresholds do not care how you feel about them. Human consciousness also depends heavily on contrasts, light and dark, good and bad, safe and dangerous. This binary framing simplifies decision-making. Oceanic consciousness operates on spectrum, not binaries. Salinity is not salty or not salty. Temperature is not hot or cold. Pressure is not present or absent. Everything exists on a gradient. This gradient-based awareness allows fine regulation but resists moralization. Humans moralize conditions because morality helps coordinate groups. The ocean coordinates without morality. This difference explains why environmental debates often stall. Humans argue values. The ocean responds to chemistry. Values do not change chemistry. Human consciousness experiences time linear. Human consciousness explains and experiences time in a linear form. Past leads to present, leads to future. This makes progress narratives possible. Ocean consciousness experiences time clinically and cumulatively. Tide repeats, seasons return, but each cycle carries accumulated memory. Return does not mean reset. Humans expect reset. New years, new leaders, new plans. The ocean does not reset because resetting will erase memory, and memory is essential for regulation. This is why damage accumulates even when humans move on. Ocean consciousness also lacks preference. Human consciousness is preference-driven. Desire shapes attention. Attention shapes action. The ocean does not prefer one outcome over another. It responds to imbalance by restoring equilibrium. Restoration may benefit or may cause harm to humans incidentally. Humans mistake this for intention. It is not intention, it is correction. Human consciousness is identity-bound. It protects continuity of self at all cost. Ocean consciousness has no identity to protect. It can reconfigure endlessly without loss. This makes it resilient. Human systems collapse when identity is threatened. Nations fracture, individuals break down. The ocean absorbs identity loss effortlessly because there was never a fixed identity to begin with. This is why humans feel existential anxiety near vast water. The mind senses an intelligence that does not care about identity. The ego begins to panic. Ocean consciousness exposes the ego as non-essential. Human consciousness is also deeply symbolic. Symbols compress complexity. Flags, words, numbers. Symbols allow abstraction and distance. Ocean consciousness does not use symbols. It uses direct coupling. When temperature rises, expansion occurs. No symbol mediates that relationship. Symbolic intelligence allows flexibility but introduces distortion. Humans can convince themselves something is fine when it is not. The ocean consciousness cannot. This is why early warning signs are ignored until collapse. Human consciousness can rationalize imbalance. Ocean consciousness responds regardless. Another key difference is error tolerance. Human consciousness tolerates large errors for long periods of time. You can live with bad assumptions, flawed beliefs, and inefficient systems for decades. Ocean consciousness tolerates very small errors. Minor shifts accumulate until correction becomes inevitable. This precision makes the ocean feel harsh. In reality, it is simply accurate. Human consciousness also externalizes cost. It pushes consequences into the future, onto other people, or into the environment. Ocean consciousness internalizes everything. There is no away. Away does not exist in a closed system. This is why dumping waste into the ocean is not disposal. It is internalization. This system incorporates it and responds. Human consciousness often operates on denial. Ocean consciousness does not deny, it integrates. Integration is not forgiveness. Integration is inevitability. Human consciousness also relies on hierarchy, leaders, experts, and authorities. Ocean consciousness is non-hierarchical. No current command another. No basin outranks another. No cove overpowers another. Influences arises from position, not title. This is why centralized control strategies fail in oceanic systems. You cannot command a current to stop. You must design around it. Design literacy matters more than authority. Human consciousness is also impatient. It wants results quickly. Oceanic consciousness is patient by necessity. Slow integration produces stability. Fast change produces turbulence. Humans interpret patience as passivity. It is not. It is long-range intelligence. Ocean consciousness also lacks self-justification. Human consciousness constantly explains itself. Why this decision was made. Why that action was necessary. The ocean never explains. Explanation is a social tool, not an intelligence requirement. This frustrates humans a lot. They want reasons. The ocean offers outcomes. Outcomes are not arguments. Human consciousness struggles with scale. Large numbers become abstract. Millions, billions, centuries. Ocean consciousness is scale itself. It operates naturally at planetary magnitude. This is why humans underestimate it. They reduce it to local phenomena, waves, beaches, storms, hurricanes. They miss the integrated whole. Ocean consciousness is not located anywhere. It is everywhere water moves. Human consciousness can be overwhelmed. Ocean consciousness cannot be overwhelmed in the same way. It can be destabilized, but destabilization is integrated, not catastrophic. The system shifts state rather than collapse entirely. This resilience is why oceans survived mass extinctions that wiped out most life. Human consciousness also clings to control, whereas ocean consciousness does not control, it regulates. Control implies dominance. Regulation implies balance. Balance is dynamic, not static. Humans want equilibrium to mean stillness. The ocean demonstrates equilibrium as continuous movement. Stillness is not balance. Flow is balance. This is why still water becomes toxic. Without movement, regulation fails. Human consciousness often seeks stillness as peace. Ocean consciousness teaches peace through motion without friction. This difference matters psychologically. Humans burn out because they mistake effort for flow. They push against conditions instead of aligning with them. Ocean consciousness never pushes, it yields strategically. Yielding is not surrender, it is efficiency. Human consciousness also experiences fear as a warning. Ocean consciousness does not experience fear. It enforces limits regardless of motion. This makes humans feel unprotected. In reality, humans are protected by literacy, not empathy. The ocean does not protect the ignorant. It protects the adapted. This is uncomfortable because it removes moral consolation. Good intentions do not matter. Knowledge and alignment do. Human consciousness often confuses consciousness with awareness of self. Ocean consciousness demonstrates awareness without selfhood. This suggests selfhood is not essential to intelligence. That realization destabilizes human exceptionalism. If intelligence does not require self-awareness, then humans are one expression among many, not rulers, not the pinnacle, simply participants. Participation demands humility. This episode matters because until humans stop projecting their own mental architecture onto the ocean, they will continue misreading its responses. They will call correction cruelty. They will call integration punishment. They will call threshold injustice. None of that is accurate. Ocean consciousness does not oppose human consciousness, it encompasses it. Human minds emerged inside water. Our neural signaling depends on saline gradients. Our emotional shifts with hydration. Our bodies are internal oceans with membranes. Human consciousness is a localized adaptation of a much older system. The conflict arises when the adaptation forgets the system. Forgetting leads to arrogance, and arrogance leads to error, and error leads to correction. The ocean does not seek to dominate humans. It does not need to. Humans dominate themselves by ignoring the intelligence they are embedded in. Understanding the difference between oceanic consciousness and human consciousness is not philosophical curiosity, it is a survival literacy. Human consciousness can learn. Ocean consciousness does not need to learn. The question is not whether the ocean will adapt to humans. The question is whether humans will adapt to the ocean before thresholds make adaptation mandatory. Thank you.